Bienvenidos, mi gente, una vez más a otro capítulo más de Aprendiendo. Agradecido con todos ustedes por la sintonía cada martes. Hoy le traemos un programa especial en el cual nos estará acompañando nuestro special guest, Bob McDevitt. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Y también nos acompaña aquí a mi derecha el DJ que tiene la competencia con la boca abierta, nada más y nada menos que José Reina.
Buena, 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 señores. Aquí enaltecido de tener de todo en este programa. Tenemos farándula, tenemos entretenimiento, pero también tenemos política. We're going to talk to this guy today. We're going to know about him, what he's doing for the city, and what's his plan for the next couple years. But right now, Joel.
Hey, so esta entrevista la vamos a hacer en inglés, mi gente, porque Bob, nacionalidad norteamericano, anglosajón, y vamos a tener esta entrevista en inglés. Okay? Bob, I was just saying to the people, this interview will be in English. So let's start about. Bob,
Well,
it,
can I just say, I'd like to appreciate
yeah.
the audience listening
Mm-hmm.
and tolerating my English as opposed to Spanish. Could you just translate that?
No, no, no. Don't worry about it.
Él dice que pues que gracias a la audiencia que va a tolerar el inglés de él y que bueno que vamos a hacer este interview pues para él.
Thank you.
Sí. Bob, first, I would like you introduce yourself to the people. Like, tell the people a little bit about you. Who is
Sure.
Bob?
Sure.
Matt Davey, and the camera is yours.
Well, of course, my name's Bob McDevitt.
Yeah.
I'm 63 years old. I was born here in Atlantic City. I've spent most of my life in Atlantic City. There was a period when I was a child when I lived in Ventnor. Then I moved back to Atlantic City. Moved to Philadelphia for 3 years. Came back in 1970 or 1987, and then lived in Pleasantville for 6 years, 7 years, and then moved back to Atlantic City in 19, 1993. I'm sorry, it's because I was coming
So,
back
how
and
many
forth.
years already here in the Atlantic City?
Well, since 1993. I mean,
1993 to
and then
now,
years
so
before. So it's been probably
like 30 years around.
yeah. Well, I'm 63. I've probably spent over 50 of those years in
Yeah.
Atlantic City.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great. So you know the city.
I know the city. I love the city. You know, this is the city of my childhood, and one of the things that I think people don't take into account is that back when I was a child, there were 60,000 people living in Atlantic City.
60,000 people.
Right. Well, all those vacant lots you see, especially on the ocean side of Atlantic Avenue, all those blocks that are nothing on them, the buildings are torn down. People live there.
Yeah.
When I was a young man and a child, there were thousands more people living in Atlantic City. So there's plenty of room to build new, but we need to have someone making sure that investments of money in the city are protected. And I don't think that there's confidence in the current administration,
Oh,
the
okay.
current mayor. I mean, it's just been
Before we
terrible.
before we go in there, I would like to know what do you do? I mean, on the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you do? Bob McDavid, what do you do? Not like the
Okay.
person who's running now.
Mhm.
I would like to know about.
How I got here?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked 20 years in the casino industry. I worked as I started at Playboy as a bar porter
Okay.
when I was 19.
Okay.
And I worked all the way up until 1996 when I became president of Local 54.
Local 54.
Yeah, which is the hotel workers, restaurant workers, the casino workers, housekeepers, food servers, bartenders. And, it has well more than 10,000 members, and you count their families and you're talking about 25,000 lives that I represented. I spent I had nine contested elections. People ran against me every time. I was able, thank God, I was able to beat them every time. And then when I stepped down after the last contract, which we're currently have 1 year left, and in that contract, we negotiated a $22 an hour wage for housekeepers,
Oh, wow.
plus full medical benefits for family, and a pension and retirement. So it's a very good package for housekeepers and all casino workers.
Para las personas que no escuchan en español, acabo de decir que él ha sido el presidente del Local 54, el cual es un sindicato aquí en la ciudad de Atlantic City que trabaja a favor de los empleados de los casinos, ¿ok?
But first of all, I want to say thank you for wearing the jersey. The Philly is my team, of course. Bobby Abreu, who played for Philly. Thank you so much. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing right here. That's a good start to engagement with the Spanish people because we like baseball.
I
you
like
know
baseball
that
too.
for a fact. A question for you: leading the United here, Local 54, for more than 25 years, then you've been there. What brings you now to this side of the being to run for mayor on the Atlantic City?
That's a very good question. I appreciate
good.
that. So after I had my last election, I stepped down as the president 2 years ago, a little more than 2 years ago, and I became the chairman of the pension fund, which is the pension is something very important to me. The fact that workers in the industry who clean and who serve the workers or serve the people. The fact that they get a pension for the rest of their life when they retire is a very important thing. It's not something that you see much anymore. And in Atlantic City, Local 54 is the gold standard of that. So I'm very proud about that. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm dealing with pensions.
Okay, now you're running for be a mayor of the city of Atlantic City, and you do all this work with Local 54. The Local 54 give you any kind of endorsement? No,
They did not.
They do not.
They did not.
I don't
No.
understand.
I don't understand either.
No, I don't understand.
They would have to ask. Well, the members are supportive, so I don't know. You'd have to ask the president. I have no idea.
So you don't have endorsement by Local 54?
No, but I have
No,
the support of
this
the
is so
workers.
confusing.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we have another interview too with the people for the Local 54.
Of course.
And okay, let's talk about your some people come in the state. Safe, clean street. Support bookware business. Veteran support. Secure neighborhood.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
So
That's part of your campaign. That's part
of the campaign.
That's what you trying to do. Why you decide to put these bullets on your campaign?
Well, I mean, it's simple. We have a city that's fallen apart. It's not doing well. And
Since when you noticed that? Because
it's been years.
I'm here since 1992, and I think from that to this point is the same.
It's been years of decline.
Barely changes, but still.
There's been we've lost 5 casinos, so we lost all that employment when they closed. The city is in financial stress, and the basic fundamentals of a city, a tourism city, are streets that visitors and the people that work there feel they're safe. Now I live in Ducktown. My office, my house is right around the corner from your business. It's not what it looked like 30 years ago. I was there. I mean, it was a lot. Things were better back then.
So you think it's going forward?
No, it's going backwards.
It go back.
It's going backwards. But I really believe that the city, if you take care of the streets, you keep them clean, you keep them safe, and you fix the lights in the street so the streets are well lit. Those are the fundamentals that create a good city and a place where businesses want to relocate. We have a very difficult problem with businesses leaving Atlantic City. Right now, if you go down Atlantic Avenue, it is just about half occupied. So half of the stores are closed.
Yeah, that's. Do you have a plan to fix all this business closing? And
Well, yeah, we have.
because here say you have a you're gonna support the bulkwork business.
Absolutely.
This is just for bulk, the business on the bulkwood, or including all the business, a small business in the city, or just the business in the bulkwood?
No, the boardwalk, Atlantic Avenue, and there are other streets like Arctic Avenue down where I live and where you have a business. There's a lot of people there and a lot of businesses there. People are hanging in there. But if you go to Atlantic Avenue, if you look there 10 years ago, it was almost 100% occupied, those stores. You look at it today, there are whole blocks with no stores.
Well, yeah, that's true.
They're closed. And so that's happened in the last 10 years.
Yeah, we see about a business. We see here many blocks where they have more business than residents.
Yes.
But they still a resident place. That's so confused for me. Because how we have, let's say, on this block we have 10 business and maybe 3 houses are resident area. Should be a business area, right?
Yeah. Well, you can have a mixed
Yeah.
business, commercial and residential. Because if you look at Atlantic Avenue, the whole construction of Atlantic Avenue, it's over 100 years old,
Yeah.
right? But it's
Terrible
storefronts. What's that?
It's terrible.
It is terrible. But
Yeah.
if you knew Atlantic Avenue the way I knew Atlantic Avenue, when
What-
those
what-
stores were open, it'd be different.
Do you think the condition of this avenue is administration, not enough fund for fixing?
Well, I think it's neglect, first of all.
The what?
Neglect. I think that
neglect,
they're just
yeah.
letting things fall apart for a long time. And the city, let's just stay on Atlantic Avenue, because Atlantic Avenue is the central business district of the city, right? And Atlantic Avenue, first of all, the streets are falling apart.
Yeah, it's
Georgia
fine.
Avenue,
Yeah.
Florida. I mean, it looks like a bomber strafed it. And these are long, wide streets, but the point I was trying to make is that all along Atlantic Avenue, from one end to the other, from the monument at Albany all the way uptown, both sides there are buildings with apartments above that are vacant.
Yeah.
They're vacant. So you have the ability to put people in there, but there's no one making the investment to make that happen. And part of a strong central business district is having people that are walking distance into the business district. Now no one's walking distance, really.
And you guys already had the plan to do this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Joel. Let's welcome also. Then we have tonight here Consul at Large candidate Mohammed Akbar. I'm saying that.
Mohammed Abba Hussein.
And we have right here also Stephen Young. Is right. Then we also have a pretty girl that she's going to come pretty sure right here in a minute. Her name is Andra Williams. Okay, welcome everybody. You guys are going to talk in a minute, but let's keep talking with Bob. Bob, there's too many questions for this crowd, young people here in the city, Spanish people, with always seeing this. I'm saying I came here in 1992, and, I've seen a lot of stuff happen in Atlantic City. I got business in Atlantic City for too many years. One of the things that scared me from Atlantic City, that's why I moved from this city, is the crime. How you want to work with that, and what you want to do different to come to, that's a huge problem right here.
That's a very good point. And I don't fault the police officers individually for the issue. The issue is deployment. It's how you take the bodies that you have in the police department and put them into the city, into the neighborhoods, in order to not just fight crime, but divert crime, to stop crime from ever happening. That's the point. And we don't have a presence in the city of anything but police officers driving in cars. There's no one walking the streets, and there's not enough police. We basically have 100 police officers who are on patrol, we have 200 other people in the police that are sergeants and above. That does not work. It does not work.
Not at all.
There's a lot of people in the police department who they do other things other than being a
You got
police
a few
officer.
names of them or not?
No, I'm not going to name names.
No, I'm just asking you, no, because
This is it.
we need to know people. I mean,
They're not doing anything wrong. Listen, they're not doing anything wrong. They are doing the job that they're being paid to do. My issue is they should be paid to do something better. It should be an improvement on the public safety.
You got a plan for that already? You got a plan? Then you say, okay, this is going to happen. Is this?
Well, first of all, we have to. Let me take a step back. The city, we don't know the financial state of the city.
Yeah, that's another problem.
We don't know, right? So
Money.
that starts there. Police get paid. Everybody gets paid. So in order to pay a workforce, you have to know where the money's coming from. Right now, I think the best thing to do is once I'm elected and my team is put in place and installed, we're going to have an audit, a financial audit for the last 5 years.
But the financial thing should be public.
Oh, it's yes, of course,
So
100%. It will be a top level audit. We used to do it at Local 54. They still do it.
Yeah.
There's 3 levels of an audit.
Mhm.
We always did the most expensive, most thorough audit because we were monitored by the federal government. So we had to make sure everything made sense, you know?
Do you think in your administration, the city still will be, like you just say, by the federal government, or will be on their own?
Well, that's a good question. You mean, will
Yeah.
the city be run?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
When I first ran for president of Local 54,
Mm-hmm.
it was under a federal monitorship. We had a federally appointed monitor for 5 years. And when I announced I was running, I said the first thing I was going to do is get rid of the monitor because we didn't need to be monitored. We're not babies, you know. We're not babies. We don't need someone to look. And the monitor was getting paid a lot of money. He made over, in that 5-year period, well over $2 million in fees that we had to pay. The local members had to pay those things. So, you know, I got installed in October, and the monitor was going in March, 5 months later. Now, the monitor had been in for 5 years, and we got rid of him in 5 months. So I think we can do the same thing here. I mean, it's not different. It's the same fundamentals, you know? Like, people are people. You know, Latinos, white, you know, South Asian, black, who cares?
Yes.
This city is a melting pot of people.
Yeah.
And that's our strength. And the problem is that people on the other side, they don't want to see the city expand because they got, you know, the people that are in power now, they got their little thing going and they don't want anyone to play around with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want a bigger sandbox to play in. I think everyone should be on the playground, not just special people.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on here.
When you say special people,
Well, people who are connected to the city government, the mayor's people, the people on council, all their people that follow them around and get their jobs and everything. There's nothing happening to support the people in this city. I don't know about you, but I mean, do you feel like your business is supported by the people?
no.
No.
I never get, and I have a business over here
Yeah.
for 10 years already, and I never get any kind of support.
No. Well, that's
I don't get any kind of support from the city. I don't get any kind of support, not even from the state. I don't know if they have some,
In Spanish, Bob, we say we have the support, but it's our own land support.
that's right.
Loan support.
That's right.
That's the way we
So,
do
That's
it.
exactly
I don't know
right.
if they have some programs and we might don't know because they don't talk about it.
Well,
You know, I don't know that. You know,
you know,
and
yeah, I'm sorry.
I hope a new administration come with something for us too because we pay tax, you know, to the city,
Right.
and sometimes we need help. But sometimes what we get is
Well, you get nothing.
hit.
You get taxed.
Yeah,
You get taxed with no services.
exactly.
Right? Like, as you know, like you said, I live live around the corner from you. But that whole area, Gasoline Alley, you know, we call it where all the mechanic shops and stuff are there. Those are all businesses, man, and they need the support of the city. And I have never seen anyone, except myself and my running mates,
Clean
doing
and
anything.
safe street. Is that it?
Well, that's the beginning. If you can show me a city that's successful, that has filthy streets that are dangerous, then I'll be happy to see it. But you can't get a successful city without people feeling comfortable on the street, walking around and doing their shopping and their businesses without being worried. And I just saw this. We have a statistic up on our website. Atlantic City is #1 in crime in New Jersey.
Wow.
#1 in crime. Like, how is that okay?
I thought it was Camden.
No, Camden's 2.
Yeah.
Camden's
Now
2.
Candace too. Camden was one
We beat them.
years
Yeah.
ago. We
All right.
beat them. We got
I'm
something.
sorry for my Camden people, you know, but
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was that.
Let's talk a little bit about that urban rehabilitation. You know, what areas you plan to rehabilitate first? You know, areas like Butterfield or Gardens Basin. What areas you are, you know, you seeing they need more attention right now in Atlantic City in the whole area?
Well, as I said, I'm going to go back to the basics. Atlantic City is here because of what used to be on the boardwalk and what used to be on Atlantic Avenue. So I think the way that we need to attack this problem is it starts there. If you have a program which opens up those buildings, they're 2-story, 3-story, 4-story. Some of them are 6-story buildings all along Atlantic Avenue, and they're vacant. There's nothing's occupied.
But you think it's because people left this area because they were scared and the pandemic, we closed all the casino. That's the only way people can survive in this area.
Well,
what was the reason those are vacant, all these buildings?
Well, because I think that the inspectors and other people who were looking at what was going on, they didn't care. So, you know, these businesses, or not businesses, the apartments, they degrade. And then finally, you know, the owner says, well, I'll just mothball it and just let it stay vacant.
What I can understand right now on his work is then you're going to remove the tree completely. You want to start to do the foundation from zero because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's no, you know, because you're going to fight with people that's in there for too many years.
I welcome the fight.
Okay. You hear that? Okay. Let's talk a little bit with our other people this year.
Yes.
They
Want me to move?
No, you're good.
Stephen,
Yeah.
can you introduce
I have
yourself?
one more question.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
my brother.
no.
My brother, please.
The thing is, this is a tourist place. Atlantic City is the city made business with the people who visit us. Do you think, or you have already a plan to make the people visit the city?
Well, as I said, I mean, I know I'm sounding
'Cause
like a one-trick pony, but
being out of the city, when I be out of the city, I never see, let's say, something say come to Atlantic City, or I don't see any advertisement about Atlantic City.
Right.
So, what is the plan for that? How are we gonna bring these visitors here?
well, the visitors come. We have millions of visitors come here. It's the
But it's
impression.
not busy like
Especially
the
when
impression.
fish is on the beach. Fish, the band, live band. Oh, they bring hundreds of people right here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The festivals.
Lots of events
Yeah.
where there's people. But the thing is that we, as a city, we have to get comfortable with the fact that we have to pull together and take everything in the same direction. You know, we've got people fighting over scraps, right? We need everyone to fight for each other, no matter where you are, no matter what neighborhood, no matter where you're from, no matter where your nation of origin is. It doesn't really matter. We're human beings here. And I think we all want the same thing. But I don't think the people that are leading the city now really care about that. Because if they did, we wouldn't be running. I know I wouldn't be running. I have a good job that I'm happy with. I'm running because I have a 5-year-old son, and I raised 5 other children in this city. You know, they're all in their 20s and 30s. You can do it, but it's a challenge. You know.
Is your first time running for it?
Oh yeah. For other than president
Not
of the
all
local.
the position. Either.
No.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit with Mr. Mohammed. Mohammed, welcome to Aprendiendo. You are running for council and large, right?
Yes.
Do you been before on any position like this? Or this is the first time you
No,
run?
this is first time. First,
Mm.
I'd like to thank you. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you.
And I think I'd like to thank all Spanish people.
Yeah.
Um, this is my first time I'm running for this position. I never been involved in any kind of politics.
Okay.
Now I saw, this is the time I should run because of the way city is running is not in right faith.
What make you move into it?
Because as I saw was everything crime is going up, and our kids are not safe, and street is not clean. And if you walk down on Atlantic Avenue, you see nobody even drive. People come from some other state, they feel like this is not a tourist place. This is not the place we're supposed to visit. So, beside that, I saw we have a great candidate for mayor, Bob McDevitt. Then I saw Steve. Then I saw Andrew Williams. Those are all good people I saw. That's encouraged me to come forward and run for this position.
Okay.
Mr. Mohammed, I got a surprise for you. I want that he ask you a question to you in his own language.
Oh, no, because where are you from?
I say I'm from, born in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh? I'm Bengali Janive.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. A little bit.
Tony,
Don't know about
Keep going.
You say thank
Keep
you.
going. Come on.
No.
That's good.
Listen, this is me trying to make
used to
break the
Cascore
ice right
but-
here.
A lot of Bengali
Yeah,
people. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, good guy. He's good in his.
But I think you have a very good impression about the Bengali people.
Yeah, I
They're
like-
very friendly.
Yeah.
No,
like
one
to
thing
be-
I like for your culture is the communities together always. I mean, let me tell you this. I like Mexican people. I love Mexican. I'm married with a Mexican girl, and your people for your country too. You know, India. And my best friend in Northfield, I live in Northfield. She's from Bangladesh. Real good.
That's how I started to learn Bengali. Yeah, people. I used to cascore, working with cascore trabajar. I used to work with Bengali people, and everything started like that. Hey, ¿qué está aquí, cabrón?
So I think he knows a lot of words.
He knows a lot.
Now, when I see a Bengali people, I
tell.
say, ¿qué estaba llega mi Bengali ya ni va.
We also have Stephen right here with us. I want Stephen introduce himself to us.
Sure. Steve Young, former commissioner of the Housing Authority, as well as planning on the planning board. I was the president of the planning board for San Atlantic City, and also helped with the assistant of a former council person that passed away, Councilman Stephen Moore. He was the councilman of the 3rd Ward. So I was right there to see the interaction of government. I'm an activist, so I'm an advocate for the people.
Tell me your impression about Bob.
Oh, Bob brings something that we haven't had for a long time in Atlantic City, the business perspective. We need someone to take care of business in Atlantic City, not to be playing and joking around and having parties, but someone is going to be there to know how to deal with the workers, to know how to deal with the casinos and business all over the country. He has experience all over the country with knowing how to bring together people and know how to negotiate. And you need that type of person for government these days. And the other part is, Akbar Hussein, he brings about the accounting part. Who's going to count the money? Who's really looking at the money here in Atlantic City? Who's really looking at the budget and know how to do that? Akbar Hussein brings that. And then we have Andrew Williams. She brings about that community aspect of it, of knowing, of going to the meetings and being there and speaking as a parent and a grandmother and so forth. So we have a lot of aspects of things. With our talent and resources coming together, we can change Atlantic City for what it should be, because now's the time.
Let me tell you this, guys, about me and thinking about politicians. I don't trust about politicians. I'm honest with you guys. I love that you guys be here tonight and gave us the time you gave it to me. But you guys talked so beautiful in campaign. But let's see what happened when they get.
Let me correct you with that. we're not politicians. We're public servants.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, but true. I mean, I love how
To
the
serve you
Like,
and
we'll-
serve the
we'll
community.
have to serve
That's the
people.
difference.
I hope that this happen and these people right here, guys, listen, we are doing interviews, we don't go with nobody. We're right here are neutral. We're going to have more people running for mayors and all these positions on the community because the only thing we want is then you guys know what they're going to do. And you take the decision. That's your decision.
Yeah.
But
Dale.
if you play basketball, it was a basketball player for Houston Rocket named Carl Herrera. You look like that guy. Go to Carl Allen Herrera. You look like him exactly. I'm a sport guy.
Yeah, when I saw him, I thought he's a Magic Johnson.
Yeah, probably.
Well, one thing we have in common with sports is that we know how to come into a huddle. And that's what the community needs, a huddle of your talents working together so you can have the right play so we're able to make that touchdown.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. Joel.
I know business is business, right? But what do you guys think about all these many dispensaries in the city right now?
Who wants to answer that?
I see too many.
Well, you heard Bob mention about the stores and the business along Atlantic Avenue. I mean, we have too many. It's about supply and demand. That means we need to supply of that much drugs and marijuana, but we cannot find no way to deal with the housing issue and the crime issue. There's a problem with the management of that. And so what happened is these legislations with marijuana was made because people that was getting arrested were most of those people of color. We were getting arrested and doing 20 and 30 years.
I'm gonna do a special program to start counting one by one on live streaming. Your one, two.
And
It's
one thing they have done is that it increased the amount of rent that's being paid. Because if you can rent out a place to a dispensary for $3,000 to $5,000 a month, versus somebody want a tenant for or want a business for $1,000 a month, who do you think the investor and the person that owns the building going to rent it out to? So it's causing a worse housing problem and also business. That's why a lot of them vacant, because they're actually waiting for that big investor to say, look, rent out my property so I can make some money too. That's why we have so many. And it's going to be very competitive. And I think that someone has to, it's about enforcement. Who's going to be enforcing who goes in there? And one thing about it, nationally wise, people got to keep in mind, yeah, it was voted to be legal, but you cannot put it in the bank right now. That money cannot go into a bank because it has not been federally approved by the federal government. In order to have money in the bank, it's through the FDIC. So that's the federal government. And they cannot put their money in the bank. So who's counting the money?
Let's see. Bob, back to you. How do you plan to involve residents in decisions making and processes?
Yeah. So
Well, that's an easy
That
one.
one's- that one
That's
was
easy.
nice.
As the president of Local 54, we had 200 or 300 people on our board, not our board, but they were leaders, shop stewards in the union, and anything we did as a union, and this was, I call it Heinz 57 varieties. You name it, they were from there. It's everyone, right? In my former local, and you learn through all those different cultures how to navigate a lot of things in your own life and in the life of the city. And so, to me, we always went back to the shop stewards, hundreds of them. When we had contract negotiations, we had a committee at one time in 2004, we had 500 people on that committee, 500 workers. They were all workers. They were every classification in the union. And we kicked butt with the companies.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to put us out of business. They tried to take away our pensions. They tried to take away our wages. They tried to cut the health care, everything. This is back, what, how many years ago is that now? Almost 10 years or 20 years ago?
20 years.
They tried to take things then, right? The city was doing way better back then. than it is now. You know, there were 5 more casinos, there was more money. And even at the peak, they were trying to take the money from the workers and shift it over to business people and take it, which is exactly what's going on at a national level. So we fought back on that. We went on a 34-day strike. 7 casinos. We shut them down. And when that strike was over, they were begging to settle that contract. Begging, because the people were ready. People are ready. You know, when people have had enough, they take care of business. They don't need inspirational stuff.
Yeah.
They knew the company was trying to take everything from them, and they weren't going to let it happen. We weren't letting them in our house to take our stuff. So I take the same position as the potential mayor. If I win that election, I hope I do, I will take the same kind of philosophy there, because it's from the people that you derive power. I'm not powerful. I'm not the Wizard of Oz. I can't make things happen, you know. If you have the people, if you have a good idea and you have ethics and a little bit of morals, you can go a long way in life. But it's not easy.
Do you have a slogan for your campaign or not?
Safe, clean streets.
What was that?
Clean.
Safe, clean street. I have a
it's
better
right
one.
there.
I have a better one from here. Let's make Atlantic City great again.
Oh, yeah.
How about good again?
Good again. All right. Okay, good again.
It will be really great.
Yeah.
Once
Do
we
you want to get
are
on in here?
elected.
'Cause I feel like I can step out. Let her come in.
Yeah. Come here, Mama.
Yeah.
I want to pass this to
Yeah,
Joel.
but I want you to get the last. Okay, we can switch and then you come back and
Yeah.
you give
Yeah. I can
some
wrap it
words.
up. Sure.
We're going to now receive on this podium Andrea Williams. Yeah, come on, guys. Come on. It's a girl that's coming.
God is coming. Welcome, God.
Andrea, Bob, can you get her the microphone? Then you got
Oh
it?
yeah, sure.
And can I say something before we go there? You know, what Bob said is exactly true when it comes to government. Government is supposed to be for the people, by the people. So in order to have inclusion, the people that's been affected the most, that's what government should be listening to, because that solves your problem. That is the solution. The people that's out there with the businesses, the people out there with housing and have housing issues. Those the people that have, and government's supposed to be transparent. After all, this is our money. We have administration going around right now acting like they make building playgrounds and this and that with our money. And like you mentioned about the grants and everything, that's supposed to be equal.
Yeah.
That's to be shared. That's supposed to be information because it's your money.
Yeah,
They only receive that money because of the people.
we're going to have a box that we put also, the box comments right there for whatever you want to do. You want to do that too?
Absolutely.
Okay, you hear that, guys? I'm not saying that. He's saying that. Okay.
Andrea Williams.
Andrea.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes. So Andrea, safe, clean street. How you gonna help Bob to do that?
How will I help Bob do safe?
Where
clean
comes
street?
that, by the way?
Thank you, and thank you for having us. First, in order to get safe, clean streets, we have to have programs to help those homeless that keep being left here in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Um,
I can tell you where is many one. Right there, Georgia Avenue and Atlantic. It's a nice
Millennium.
restaurant there, but it's full of homeless.
the
and
truth is,
that
it's,
had to be fixed.
the truth is, it's many of them all up and down Atlantic Avenue. No matter which block you go in,
Yeah.
we're dealing with that, and unfortunately, we don't have a plan to stop Ventnor and Margate from bringing their less fortunate, their mentally ill, their homeless, and leaving them at our doorstep. We continue to take them in. We take them in, and we're a compassionate city. However, we need to have a plan to get them the help that they need so that they either don't want to stay on the streets, or if they choose that that's the lifestyle that they only know how to manage, there needs to be a plan for us to be able to send them back to where they are from.
So you mean Vernon City, when they have homeless people, they just kick them out and bring it to Atlantic City?
Have you ever wondered why, if you go into Ventnor,
No.
Longport, and Margate, they have no homeless?
No.
No, they're
Never
clean
thought-
over there.
They're
I lived in
clean,
Wagner for many years, and
And And
Beautiful streets, clean streets, you know.
That shine like
They
a
got
diamond.
they got the machine that clean the street every Tuesday. Remove your car ticket.
and we're right next door.
Yeah.
So there has to be a reason why they are right next door and they are clean streets, clean neighborhoods, no homeless, no
Do you think
vagrants.
the people decision is move here, or is the people who run the cities move then right here?
I believe that the people who run the cities have a plan to keep them out of their city. And if we have a plan to, why not go to your neighbor and ask your neighbor, how is it that you keep your city streets clean? How is it that you don't have homeless in your city?
But you know, I seen this
a
problem.
lot of
No, I seen these
ego.
problems in most of the downtowns in every huge city like Philadelphia. I mean, you see around Philadelphia, out the areas outside, they're beautiful, but the center, downtown, is terrible.
In the
Baltimore,
in-
same thing, same
Exactly.
problem. Chicago, you know, I see cities that I visit that they have that problem.
Uh,
Do you think the solution is push them back or find the way to rehabilitate these people?
I believe we need to help rehabilitate people. And also, as Bob said, we work, we are public servants, as Steve and Bob said. It is important for the community to get involved with how the city is run, what it is that the community need in order to have a healthy lifestyle. As you said, the center of the cities, even though someone said because this is an urban city, this should be expected. I beg to differ. Just because we're an urban city does not mean that we should have to live without the means to sustain ourselves. It does not mean that we should have to live without a supermarket. It does not mean because we're an urban city that we don't deserve.
We don't have a panera. Come on. I love panera.
It just because we're an urban city, it does not mean that we should have to accept. If you have a Family Dollar, for example, or Walgreens, they close because they have so much theft that their profit and loss. You know, they don't close because they don't have business. They are forced to close because the profit and loss from the mentally ill, the drug addicts, they go in and steal. And I heard that it's a law or something like that for the businesses that they tell their employees, do not chase them, do not try to stop them, let them steal. So in our communities, these stores get closed. But because we are an urban city, the residents should not accept that that's our lifestyle. Don't let your circumstance dictate who you are. You dictate to your circumstance how you want to live.
That one.
There is, you know, listening to you, Andrea, and thank you so much for all your exposition, you know, what you're saying.
The speech.
But it's a lot of work in this city. I think it's years, then years, then years they have to happen. But, you know, the change have to start in one point. That's it. In one point, everything needs to start to, you know, for the future. Not for us. We're going to be see a change right here. Trust me, any of us. We can start to build that change for the future. I hope the people that are listening to us and watching us today can, you know, share this video so other people know exactly what these people is going to do for Atlantic City.
And remember to subscribe to the channel.
Yes, exactly. Like and share.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joel.
What do you think as a city resident, right? Is the first step, Bob, of the new administration case he had to get done? What's the first one?
I believe, and I think I've shared it with my running mates, we need to do an audit, as Bob said, not just of the finances, but we have a lot of ordinances on the books. And council, we are the legislative body. We vote on and make laws to get approved from the state and so forth. And I think in order for this city, one chipping at it one problem at a time, we have ordinances, I believe, on the books about loitering that have not been enforced probably since they've been on the books. And whenever a question is brought up about it, it says, oh, we can't do anything about it. So why do we still have it on the books? So I think part of what will need to be done in order for us to turn things around is not only audit the finances of the city, but audit those laws, those regulations, hold the police officers and those persons in charge of different departments of the city accountable for the jobs. You have people, as Bob was saying, there are people who live on Atlantic Avenue who are paying astronomical rents in those places on Atlantic Avenue. However, if you look at the condition of those homes, those apartments that they're living in, it's deplorable. And landlords are getting $2,400, $2,500 a month rent for these places. So looking at the books, auditing the laws, the ordinances that's on the books, I think that's also part of the first step. And then mainly getting the residents involved with talking with us, welcoming them to talk with us, let us know what it is they would like to see, what they need from us in order to have a better life in Atlantic City.
And I'd like to add to that. First thing we need to do is vote. You
That
need to
part.
get rid of what's there. And
That's
you
number
vote Bob McDevitt, he's F1. Muhammad Abbas Hussein, he's G1. Steve Young, I'm G2. And Andrew Williams, she's G3. And if you, the first thing we line of business is for you to vote. And those who have voted already, we thank you for voting for us. But because right now what you have, and people don't want to talk about it too much, you have a dictatorship, abuse of authority, you have influence and different things like that, a nepotism. You have all that in government. And we're sitting back as a community saying, and that's why I thank Bob for wanting to stand up as a mayor out of all the people in Atlantic City. He was willing to sacrifice his life and said, no, we got to challenge this. Somebody has to step up. We need a team to put together so we can get rid of this corruption. It's corrupt, everybody. And you know it. And it's been for a while.
And that's a good question there, for you, John. What are you going to do with this team that is working right now? You want to bring some of them to keep working with you because not everybody is corrupted.
Not everybody, but when you know who they are, you need to get rid of them. They're definitely in the way.
And which one are going to be the consequence for these people?
The consequences should be is from the people. The people to say what the consequences is. And the first thing that everybody can do is vote to get rid of them. That's the power of the people. You can vote, and you can come to those meetings and voice your opinion. We've been to those meetings. We've been on the outside as activists. I've been on the outside. I did not want to run because I said, who's going to hold them accountable now if I run? So now I'm saying, look, and as a lady came to me, she said, well, we see hope in you. That word, keep hope alive, that's real. And if I'm going to bring about, and this team is going to bring about hope, we have to be in for real on what we're doing to service the people. And we can do it because what's there, you see what you got there. You have right now, it's not safe, it's not clean, and it's dictatorship, and it's corruption at its best. So when you put a clean glass next to a dirty glass, then you know the difference. So what we would bring to the rest of the council is saying, look, we got a clean team here, and it's about management. What the mayor does is management. We do resolutions, and we, as council people, and ordinances, laws, but it's up to the mayor to manage those laws and start administrating them. We don't have that right now. And how we change that is the people. Like we keep saying over again, the people have to be involved. We want to hear the ideas of the people and carry them out of the laws that we already have there and having someone in management position to carry it out. That's the solution.
Can you tell the people when is the election? Because some people don't even know.
June 10th is the election day.
Around the corner.
But you can vote early
Uh-huh.
between
Let
the
me
3rd
translate
and
that
the
to
8th.
I will translate
So,
that.
so,
June 10, right?
yes, June 10th.
Junio 10 es el día de las elecciones, pero usted puede votar temprano, o sea, puede votar antes. What is the day you vote early?
To vote early, you can vote from the 3rd to the 8th. And there's only one place in Atlantic City you can go for that.
Ok, pueden votar temprano desde día 3 hasta el día 8 y hay un solo lugar en Atlantic City donde usted puede votar. What is the place?
And the place is on, what's it called? The
Georgia.
hall?
Georgia.
Kurumba Hall. And that's off.
the church.
Oh, yes, the
Yes.
church.
Es
right
la
off.
iglesia
Santa Mónica.
Santa
Yes.
Mónica.
Santa Mónica.
La iglesia Santa Mónica aquí en Atlantic City. Jose was saying before, we are neutral, right? But I will say something. We are neutral. If you feel like the way the position we are right now, the way we going right now, is the right way, you can stay there. But if you feel this is not what you want for your son, for your little daughter, for yourself, where you want to grow your family, so this is the people who can change this. This is the change. This is what's gonna do different things than what we have right now. That's all I can say.
Let me tell you this before we finish, and I want to appreciate everybody for your time. But it's something important that we changed in my community back in Venezuela. It was the sport. I think sports is a way to help our community to think different, because when you have that kind of diversity in the city, no only casinos, no a corner with bikes and what's the other thing, skyboard and all that stuff. No, sports, soccer, baseball, basketball. I don't think that much right here in the city. I've seen places where you can go and play, but nothing organized. I think the only person who got something right here is a person that we know, Jackson. Jackson Banega.
By the way, let me say something. 2023.
Yeah.
We buy, when we started with NJABL,
Mm-hmm.
we buy for the children's, the soccer,
Yeah.
how's it called?
Net.
Yeah, the
Soccer
soccer
nets.
neck, but we buy the whole thing, completely. Because the city take the one they have and they never bring it back. So
Yeah, they took the
many-
one was
we,
right there.
we get in many business who help us, and we collect the money and we buy from them.
So let me say
And what?
this, 'cause you
I'm
put
sorry, because I was
hit
going
the
to
nail
say
on the
something.
head.
Yeah, but
The fact that you have not been included
that
through
part.
government, period. You made your decision that you're not going to support something that have not been supporting you. That speaks for your entire audience. This government right now, the way it's been ran, has not been supportive with you economically, socially, and even for your children. So, why not give us a chance to have the inclusion of you? So the decision's been made. I know you may not want to say it, but the fact of it is, the numbers and the things that's been going on is not a lie, and your ordinance know that they have not been included. We will bring about inclusion.
And
But-
one,
Joel,
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead.
and one of the comment when you talked about organized sports was a comment that you made when Bob was here, when you were talking about not being informed about things, and the city, the mayor is bragging about Pop Lloyd Stadium being built and redone and how beautiful it is, and they're trying to get all of these teams, T-ball and all of that at Pop Lloyd Stadium. But have your community heard of any sign-ups to bring your children to participate in that? So, as Brother Steve said, and you said yourself, informing the community, the people who who make the city. Without the people who make the city,
We
you have no city.
Have no city, yeah.
You have no city. So I think a lack of communication from the politicians. I thank God I'm not a politician. I thank God I'm a public servant. But the lack of communication and just having that corner of people that you make sure know the information, I think that's a disservice to the residents of Atlantic City, especially when you say you're trying to build it back up. We will never be what we used to be, but we can really, really be better than we are now. And I think it all starts with inclusion because we're such a diverse city. It starts with being inclusive of all communities, regardless of whether we're an urban city or not. We can do better, and we will do better with the support of the community, no matter where they are.
Bob, let me tell you this. Congratulations for pick your team.
Yeah,
You pick a good girl. She talk and she knows the problem of the community. Of course, this guy right here too. And Mohammed is another one. Mohammed, what? You want to count the money? That's what you say?
Look, the main,
It is a good
main
thing.
problem in this city is financial mismanagement.
Yeah.
So we'll bring this management right away. Right away, we'll make this city great. We'll try to put everything together. You know, it's $297 million our budget. Did you know? Did you see almost
much?
$297 million budget?
And that's
All
just the
But
city.
and also
Let's go to be a public worker.
also, you know, 1/3 of Atlantic City residents are Spanish people. But they've never been involved with any kind of activities. You guys
Yeah.
never got
Before
any
we-
I would like to
opportunity.
say that too. Spanish people,
Yeah.
listen, everyone. Spanish community.
Tell them in
Please,
Spanish.
En Spanish.
Yes, please.
Por favor, señores, vayan a votar. No importa por qué. No matter for who, but go and vote. Be involved.
Yes.
Involúcrense. Señores, esto es importante para nosotros. ¿Por qué? Porque la política, los políticos son los que deciden cuánto paga tu casa de impuestos. The politician is the person who decide how much you're going to pay in tax for your house. They decide to how will be the
All
quality
the
of the
decisions.
school
All the
where
decisions.
your children go. ¿Cuál va a ser la calidad de la escuela donde van tus hijos? Y por la cultura que tenemos la cultura que nos dicen los países de nosotros, no, que la política que es mala, que no es así. Y si es mala, pero como quiera que ir a votar, es un derecho, es un deber ciudadano. Eso es lo que yo pienso. No te estoy diciendo, vota aquí, vota allí, no. Ve a votar, ten decisión, ten participación. Eso es importante. Voy a tomar este momento también para agradecerle agradecerle a la persona que hizo este meeting posible. The person who made this meeting possible, José Polanco. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope Jose will be part of your team too, right?
He
is, he is.
So we want some Hispanic representation inside there.
He is.
Why not? And please go to vote. Take that day. Go.
June 10th.
Your vote. One vote made a
Make a
difference.
difference.
bring the
Only
change.
one. How many votes you need to get into?
I would say 3,000 votes. would be
3,000 votes. But if you got 3,000 in one side and you had 2,999, you got the difference. Because your vote made the difference.
That yes.
Only one. That will tell you how important you are. That'll tell you how important you are.
Yes.
So go and vote June 10th, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And
So to get in on this interview, I would like Bob if you can come back and tell the city people, that's your camera, tell the city people, let's say the last word on this interview for the city people, you know. Vamos allá.
Well, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
And
Director.
being generous to the entire team. I think it's important for people to understand that we together in this community, this what you see here in this room is basically Atlantic City. I'm talking also about you and you. This is the city. The city is not one group of people. The city is made up of dozens of people from different parts of the world. They've chosen Atlantic City to live here. They've made their families here. They've fixed their houses up. Their children go to the schools. And the main reason is it's a city where you could walk to work if you chose to do that, because it's basically a small town. You know, they call it Atlantic City, but it's really 33,000 people. It's not that many people living here. So I really believe that the solutions to the city are in the hands of the people. That the people will let the people will let the city know we're happy with the current state of conditions, in which it's chaos. There's all kinds of legal problems and issues that people are dealing with, including crime in the streets and rampant drug use, and it just seems like the people that are running the city really don't care. They're just waiting to make their money and get out. Well, I have a 5-year-old son. I'm not ready to get out of this game, because my son needs the same thing that my other children got in Atlantic City. And as I said, I believe, and I would challenge anyone otherwise, that in the last 10 years, the deterioration of the city has accelerated, because it's basically just. Someone mentioned the dispensaries, and look, marijuana is legal. It's legal. No one's doing anything wrong, but there are so many dispensaries in Atlantic City, and to think that that's going to solve the problems, that's no different than all the liquor stores in Atlantic City. You know, it doesn't. You're not going to create a community around the building of liquor stores and dispensaries and other vice. It doesn't make any sense. You have to have a city that has the fundamentals down right. There are people who really want to invest in Atlantic City and create jobs, more jobs. But they're sitting on their hands. They're not investing because of the leadership of the current government. They do not want to take their money and invest it in what they believe is going to be a failure. And I think my running mates, no, I don't think, I know, my running mates are going to do the right thing. And there are people on council right now that want to do the right thing. So there's 6 people right now in Atlantic City that want to make the decisions that are best for the people and the city, because we're the people. And we live on the street. You know, we're walking the streets every day. We're doing our business. And, you know, in spite of all the nasty problems it has, I still love Atlantic City. And I think my running mates do too. And we know we can make it better.
Before you, guys, like I said to everybody before, we won't see a change, a dramatic change in this city, but we can see a new team trying to do something for your community. Why not give them a chance? It's your decision, not my decision. Okay, you can go and vote. That's important. You think. Remember, you can also go from the 3rd to the 8th to Coramba Hall. It's a Santa Monica Church in Atlantic City. Go over there and you can vote too. Your decision is your hands, it's your city. I love Atlantic City since I came to United States. I live in Inlet for 10 years. I moved to Vecno, now in Northfield. I don't love Northfield, but I love Atlantic City. I'm here. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jerry.
Gracias a todos los que estuvieron en sintonía con nosotros. Thank you everybody for being with us. Like I said before, go and vote, be involved with your city situation, and let's make something different. Let's bring something different. Let's see what what's the word that you guys can do it for us, for the people here? Because I have 10 years in this city, being business owner, and all I have is from my hands. I don't feel support. That's what I'm saying. At this point, I don't know if that's gonna change, or but my message to you guys is go and vote. Take your decision. ¿Ok? Mi gente, esto fue aprendiendo. Hablamos ahorita.